There comes a moment in life when you realize no one is coming to save you. No applause, no cheering crowd, no helping hand. It's just you, your pain, and your will to fight. That silence, that loneliness, it isn't weakness, it's the birthplace of strength. When the world turns its back, when people doubt you, mock you, or abandon you, that's when you must rise. Greatness was never built in comfort, it was forged in fire. In the nights you cried silently, but still refused to quit. Standing alone isn't a curse, it's a gift. It forces you to stop begging for validation and start creating your own destiny. Every empire was built by someone who refused to break under pressure. The truth is, people fear those who cannot be broken, those who stand unshaken no matter how heavy the storm gets. That can be you. But you must decide, will you crumble or will you fight? Your future self is watching, and every moment of discipline, every step forward in solitude becomes the foundation of the unshakable life you are destined to build. Loneliness is the seed of strength, not weakness. Most people run from it, they fear it, they drown it with distractions, noise, and constant company because the silence terrifies them. They cannot sit with themselves. They cannot bear the weight of their own thoughts. They think being alone is a punishment, when in reality, it is the greatest training ground life can ever give you. It is in the moments of isolation that you discover who you truly are, without masks, without the expectations of the world, without the pressure to perform for anyone else. Loneliness strips you down to the core and forces you to face the raw truth. You are either going to build yourself or you are going to collapse under the weight of your excuses. Think about every great leader, every warrior, every visionary who changed the course of history. None of them were born in rooms filled with applause. They weren't molded by the comfort of constant companionship. They were forged in silence, in rejection, in nights when nobody believed in them, when they had to rely solely on their inner fire. That's what loneliness does. It exposes whether you have a fire within or if you've been depending on the world to light you up. When you stand alone, you find out how strong you really are, because there is no one left to carry you, no one left to lean on, no one left to whisper encouragement in your ear. It is you against yourself, and that battle is the one that creates greatness. Weak people crumble when they're left alone. They need validation. They need someone to constantly remind them they're doing okay. But strength is born when you stop craving that and start creating your own validation. When you look in the mirror and tell yourself, I will not quit. I will not break. I will not beg for approval. Loneliness becomes your ally because it teaches you self-reliance. It sharpens your mind. It hardens your resolve. And it breaks the chains of dependency that keep most people average. Most people are terrified of being alone because they are terrified of themselves. They are terrified of confronting the truth that they have been running from, the truth that they have been lazy, undisciplined, and weak. But the brave face it. They accept the silence, they accept the solitude, and they transform it into strength. Loneliness also gives you clarity. In a world filled with constant noise, opinions, and distractions, how can you hear your own voice? How can you discover your true path if you are constantly being pulled in 100 directions? The reason so many people live lives of regret is because they never spent enough time alone to figure out what they truly wanted. They let the crowd decide for them. But when you embrace loneliness, you cut through the noise. You hear your instincts. You hear your vision. You hear that whisper inside of you that says, this is who you are meant to be. That voice gets drowned out when you're surrounded by people. But in solitude, it becomes crystal clear. And if you're strong enough, you act on it. Painful as it may feel, loneliness is not your enemy. It is your training partner. Every rep you do in solitude, every tear you wipe away when no one is watching, every day you grind while the world ignores you is adding bricks to the fortress of your character. And one day when you step out into the world, people will be shocked by the strength you built in the dark. They will see the power that came from your silence. They will see the unshakable version of you that they never believed could exist. But you'll know. You'll know it came from every lonely night you refused to quit. Understand this, greatness is not born in comfort. It is born in the fire of solitude, in the moments when you could have given up but didn't. Loneliness is the test life gives to see if you are worthy of carrying greatness. It asks, can you endure when no one supports you? Can you fight when no one believes in you? Can you keep walking when you have to walk alone? If your answer is yes, then nothing in this world can stop you because you will have mastered the hardest. lesson of all. That strength comes from within. So never again see loneliness as weakness. See it as your chance to sharpen your blade, to strengthen your heart, to train your soul. One day the world will see the greatness you built in silence. And on that day, you will smile because you'll know the truth. Loneliness was never your curse. It was your greatest gift. Pressure and pain forge greatness. Most people spend their lives trying to escape discomfort, trying to hide from challenges, doing everything they can to avoid the weight of responsibility. They pray for an easy life, for comfort, for things to be smooth and simple. But here is the truth the world doesn't want to accept. Nothing remarkable is ever built in ease. Diamonds are formed under immense pressure. Steel is forged in fire. And human beings become powerful only when they endure pain and rise above it. It is not in the moments of peace that your true character is revealed. It is when life crushes you, when everything feels unbearable, when the world feels too heavy. That's when your greatness begins to take shape. Pressure is not your enemy. Pain is not your downfall. They are the sculptors of your soul, carving away your weakness, burning away your excuses, and forcing you to discover what you are truly made of. Every great man or woman who ever changed the world walked through fire. They suffered. They failed. They were broken down again and again, but instead of running, they embraced the pain. They understood that pain is the teacher no one wants but everyone needs. The lessons you learn in the darkest hours, when your body screams to quit, when your mind begs for relief, those lessons cannot be learned anywhere else. They mold you into someone unshakable, someone relentless, someone who cannot be broken by the storms of life. When you feel pressure, when life demands more than you think you can give, that's the exact moment you are growing. Pressure stretches you beyond your limits, forces you to expand, to adapt, to level up. Without it, you stay soft, stagnant, ordinary. The reason so many people live average lives is because they run every time life gets hard. They escape discomfort instead of embracing it. But the ones who stand in the fire, the ones who endure, they emerge transformed. They are the ones who inspire, who lead, who achieve what others can only dream of. Greatness does not come cheap. It demands suffering, it demands scars, it demands sacrifice. But every scar you carry is proof that you stood in the storm and survived. Pain sharpens you. It strips away illusions. It forces you to stop pretending and start fighting. When you are in pain, you see yourself clearly. You see whether you are disciplined or weak, committed or lazy, resilient or fragile. Pain exposes you, but it also gives you the chance to rebuild yourself stronger. Think about athletes who push their bodies beyond exhaustion, entrepreneurs who work through endless nights, soldiers who train until they collapse. Every ounce of their greatness is paid for with pain. And yet they wouldn't trade it because they understand the truth. Comfort never built anyone strong. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Most people misinterpret pain. They think it means something is wrong, that they should stop, that life is unfair. But the wise see pain as a signal. Pain means growth. Pain means transformation. Pain means you are leveling up into someone new. It is not the end of the road. It is the beginning of your rise. Every challenge, every heartbreak, every setback, every failure, it all exists to shape you into someone powerful. But you must choose whether to let it break you or build you. Pressure and pain will visit you whether you like it or not. Life guarantees it. No one escapes hardship. The difference lies in how you respond. Weak minds collapse, complain, and surrender under the weight. Strong minds welcome the challenge, knowing that each trial is another step toward their destiny. Every moment of pressure is an invitation to prove yourself, to show the world and yourself that you will not quit. And when you push through, when you endure, you discover a version of yourself you didn't even know existed. The truth is, the people who inspire the world are not those who had it easy. They are the ones who bled, who suffered, who stood tall in the face of unbearable pain and refused to bow. Their stories echo through history because they embody the truth that greatness is born only in struggle. And if you are struggling now, if you are in pain, if you feel the pressure crushing down on you, don't curse it. Embrace it. Understand that life is not punishing you. It is preparing you to become unshakable, preparing you to carry greatness, preparing you to rise above everyone who gave up. So the next time you feel like quitting, the next time life feels too heavy, remind yourself, this is the process. This is the fire that forges you. This is the price of becoming someone extraordinary. Do not run from pressure. Do not fear pain. Stand in it. Fight through it, because every ounce of suffering you endure today is building the strength you will need tomorrow. And one day, when you look back, you will realize that the very pain you once hated was the very thing that made you unstoppable. True power comes from self-reliance and unbreakable will. In a world where people constantly search for someone to lean on, someone to save them, someone to hand them the keys to success, very few ever realize that the only person who can truly change their life is the one staring back in the mirror. Dependency is the silent killer of dreams. Every time you wait for approval, every time you expect someone else to lift you up, every time you place your destiny in another's hands, you weaken yourself. Real strength is born when you stop expecting and start becoming. When you accept that no one is coming to save you, no one owes you anything, and no one can fight your battles. But you, that's when you tap into real power. Self-reliance doesn't mean you reject the world. It means you no longer depend on it for your survival, your validation, or your drive. It means you develop the ability to stand tall when everything collapses around you. It means your energy, your ambition, and your discipline do not fluctuate based on who is or isn't clapping for you. A man or woman who has mastered self-reliance becomes untouchable because they cannot be manipulated by fear of loss or by the opinions of others. They know that everything they need lies within them, and with that knowledge, they become unstoppable. But self-reliance alone isn't enough. The engine that drives it is unbreakable will. Life will test you. It will throw obstacles in your path. It will knock you down. It will push you to the edge where most people quit. Willpower is the dividing line between those who stay broken and those who rise. Your will is the invisible force that keeps you moving when your body screams to stop, when your mind floods you with excuses, when the world tries to convince you that you've had enough. Without unbreakable will, talent is wasted, potential is lost, and dreams die. But with it, even the weakest can rise to greatness because willpower has the ability to turn ordinary people into legends. Self-reliance and willpower work together like steel and fire. Self-reliance makes you solid, independent, untouchable. Willpower ignites you, pushes you, keeps you burning no matter how cold the world becomes. Together, they create a force so powerful that nothing external can control you. Money cannot buy it, luck cannot replace it, and others cannot give it to you. You must build it within yourself, brick by brick, choice by choice, day by day. And once you have it, you become someone the world cannot stop. Think about it. History doesn't remember the people who waited for permission. It remembers those who relied on their own vision and had the will to pursue it no matter the cost. The inventors, the leaders, the warriors, the creators, all of them had moments when no one believed in them, when every door seemed closed, when failure seemed certain. But instead of folding, they leaned on themselves, trusted their own strength, and summoned the will to keep moving forward. That is why we know their names today. The danger of relying on others is that people are inconsistent. They change, they disappoint, they abandon. If your strength is built on their support, then your strength will collapse when they are gone. But when your foundation is self-reliance, when your drive comes from within, no betrayal, no loss, no rejection can destroy you. You become your own source of power, your own source of motivation, your own source of direction. That is freedom. That is real power. And understand this, unbreakable will is not something you are born with, it is something you build. It is forged in discipline, in daily battles with yourself, in refusing to quit when quitting feels easier. Every time you choose to keep going when you could stop, every time you discipline yourself instead of giving into weakness, you are strengthening your will. Day by day, rep by rep, choice by choice, you harden it until it becomes unshakable, until nothing can break it, until no storm, no setback, no enemy can bend you. That is when you truly become powerful. The world fears people with self-reliance and unbreakable will because they cannot be controlled. They cannot be broken. They cannot be bought. They rise above manipulation and stand as living proof that true strength comes from within, not from outside validation. And that is why so few ever achieve it, because it demands everything. It demands you stop blaming, stop waiting, stop expecting, and start owning every part of your life. It demands you take full responsibility, even when it hurts. It demands that you refuse to quit, even when the pain feels unbearable. But if you are willing to pay that price, then you will live a life of power that most people can only dream of. So remember this, true power will never be given to you. It cannot be inherited. It cannot be handed down. It cannot be borrowed. True power comes only from self-reliance and unbreakable will. And if you have both, nothing in this world can stop you. Here's a powerful 200-word ending that ties everything together in an Andrew Tate-style motivational close. You must understand that life was never meant to be easy. And it was never meant to hand you greatness. The loneliness, the pressure, the pain, they are not punishments. They are the tools life uses to shape you. They are the fire that burns away weakness and reveals the unshakable warrior inside. Every time you stand alone when the world turns its back, every time you embrace the pressure instead of running, every time you rely on nothing but your own will, you are building the version of yourself that cannot be broken. And that version of you is the one destined for greatness. The truth is simple. Most people will never get there. They will give up when it hurts. They will beg for comfort. They will rely on others until the day they die. But you have a choice. You can rise. You can endure. You can fight when no one believes in you and prove to yourself that you are stronger than anything this world can throw at you. So don't curse the struggle. Don't run from the pain. Stand tall, face it all, and know that your path, your destiny, your greatness begins right here, right now.